Welcome back to the news at 10. Now, we're assessing the year 2015, and tonight our focus is politics. I'm now being joined by an associate professor of political science at the University of Lagos, Dr. Denri Ologbenla. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, it's been a remarkable year for politics for so many reasons. But let's begin with the general elections, landmark elections we had, an incumbent losing and conceding. Are we making progress?
Yes, democratically we are making progress in the sense that in most African countries, the incumbent does not give up power easily without a fight. And sometimes it's a fight to finish, destabilizing the country and also making it difficult for incoming government to actually, hit the ground running. So, we really thank God that the elections went very well and that former President Jonathan conceded by phoning the winner, now President Muhammad Buhari, that give us, a good start to the new dispensation.
All right, and talking about that new dispensation, we have fresh hands in different new offices and the change mantra hanging over them as well.
Yes.
How well do you think that's being executed so far?
Well, the team that President Buhari have assembled, they are quite formidable in the sense that it's like who is who in Nigeria that have had a success somewhere has been brought on board to, give a good performance for the national stage. And he has selected them very well in the sense that they are all, reputable individuals in their own rights.
Have you seen change yet?
Well, we are looking for the change and we are expecting the change. I think it's early yet to see that the APC government under President Buhari has brought the change. It's still being expected. But one thing that has happened is that the PDP ruled for 16 years. Now the APC have gotten power, and it was easy for them criticizing when they were in opposition. But now they have gotten the power. It's not easy to rule. And I think they have discovered that in the past, 6 months or 5 months.
Okay, now speaking about the ruling government and the party,
yes.
The opposition have enough issues with them already. Let's just take a look at some of them. They accuse them of fighting a selective anti-corruption war, disobedience of court orders, and alleging collusion with INEC in certain elections. Do you think that, as a political watcher, is the APC in right standing in your eyes?
Well, concerning the anti-corruption war, they cannot but pick on the previous government, because the previous government ran the show for a long while, and the incoming government, which is the government of President Buhari, met a lot of difficulties or challenges, when the treasury was almost empty. Therefore, they are looking at what happened before, who are the people responsible, and they are bringing them to come and account for what they have done before. You cannot say that is selective, because it is only right to bring people to account. And if we want accountability and transparency, some people have to be actually be made a scapegoat so that others will learn. Because the revelation through Dasuki's case is absolutely alarming, that the DSA, that is the director of, or advisor to the president, became a banker for the party and started distributing money. That should not have been so. So please, when they said it's selective, for now, let it be selective. Later, I think the president and the party will spread the net to other areas.
All right, and looking for ahead now for our politics in 2016, what do you predict?
2016 is still around the corner, but what I really predict is that the economy is in trouble because the price of oil has fallen in the world market. There's little money, but what is more difficult for us is the diversification of the economy. Because we have not been able to diversify the economy, the income to the federal government is very, very small now that the price of oil has fallen. But when you look at the program that the APC have unfolded, that they are going to encourage agriculture, they're going to encourage entrepreneurship and small-scale industries, if they back this up with funds from the Bank of Industry and other areas, then we might be able to get something, to improve the economy. All right, because employment of the youths is a must.
All right. Associate Professor of Political Science at the University of Lagos, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on the news at 10
Thank
tonight.
You very much. Thank you.
All right, let's cross over to the world of business now. Here's Anne Wawudu.
You first. First Bank.
Hello and welcome to the world of business. Cybersecurity experts want the Office of the National Security Advisor to optimize the nation's Cybercrime Act signing into law this year. Speaking on the impacts of the legal framework, the president of ISACA, Mr. Tope Aladenusi, says the act will further enable safer transactions. That's if the Office of the NSA fulfills its own part of the act. Mr. Aladenusi also called on Nigerians to be more informed about cyber threats on their bank accounts in the new year.
Fortunately, the new governments are still trying to find their feet in the sense that most of the things in the act have not been given live yet. A number of, for instance, all companies are meant to share intelligence among themselves, and that should be administered by the Office of National Security Advisor. We are yet to see that, come to the fore. In the coming years, we see so much attack on people because attackers are beginning to realize that people are the weakest link and people will remain the weakest link. So the focus of cyber attackers are now shifting from technology and from systems to people, and people are actually many times very gullible. That's why in Nigeria you see a lot of phishing emails going around, people asking you to come and update your BVN details or your bank details online. So we see a situation whereby there will be need for more awareness according to people, to the end users, so that they can keep themselves secure.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
The appointment of South Africa's finance minister twice in the last 4 days is still being trailed by reactions. Well, according to DWTV Channel's TV correspondent Conrad Busson, the decision is to remove the finance ministers within a very short period of time is not a sign of a wise and long-term oriented policy.
The decision of the President of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, last week to replace the Finance Minister, Lane Nene, with Mr. Van Rooyen came at a very delicate and difficult point of time. And that's another reason why this decision triggered so much disappointment on the market, weighed on the rand, and caused uproar among many investors. Now, the reversal of this decision is causing relief also on the markets here. Remember that also European companies, German companies, have very close connections and ties with South Africa. The new finance minister, Pravin Gordhan, is considered to be a more stability-oriented politician, somebody who is trusted to help the South African Republic to remain on track. That is a short-term positive reaction. What many people I talk to here also say is that this step, this 1 week decision this way, the next week a decision of the other way by the president of the South African Republic, Jacob Zuma, has really hit his reputation hard. It is not a sign of a very wise and long-term oriented policy.
Let's now see how equities fared today at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Well, they resumed in the negative trend, ending the session at 27,179.28. Temple Ashaju tells us more.
Hello and welcome to Stock Market Report. The Nigerian equities market resumed south after key indicators depreciated by 0.33% to end Monday's session at 27,179.28. Market capitalization closed at 9.34 trillion naira. Seplat was the day's heaviest loser with 3.38%. The equity dropped to 210 naira. Forte Oil also lost 2.42% to close at 242 naira per share. Stanbic IBTC was next at 16 naira 11 kobo per share. On the other hand, Guinness, WAPCO and flour mills appreciated by 1.96%, 1.49% and 2.59%. Champion Breweries, Tiger Brands and FBN Holdings drove market volume. When the closing gong sounded, volume came in at 417.84 million shares, valued at 2.97 billion naira and exchanged in 2,710 deals. And that's it on Stock Market Report. I'm Temple Ashaju.
Well, that red color was also seen in markets around the globe today. Let's see the figures from some of the major equities. And it's a done deal on business news for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I am Anne Nwawadu.
You first. First Bank.
The Household of God Church has honored Dr. Stella Ameyo Adadevo in a posthumous award for her role in preventing the spread of the Ebola virus disease here in Nigeria. For 25 years, the church has held its Grace program, during which cash donations are made to charity organizations. Dr. Adadevo is this year's Caris Award winner.
When he conceived the idea of a special cash donation to support 4 charity organizations, it was born out of his philosophy that greatness is not being great, but the ability to make others great. Today, that idea called Grace is celebrating its 25th edition. For Reverend Okotie and his householders, the Grace program is not only an opportunity to give cash donations, it also draws attention to a Nigerian, living or dead, who distinguished themselves through the Caris Award. The 2015 recipient is Dr. Stella Ameyo Adadevo, who is remembered for sacrificing her life to prevent the spread of Ebola virus disease. The church also took time to sing and dance in recognition of God's grace throughout the year. The host also weaves a connection of the day's program to national events.
We thank God for her life, and we thank God that that messianic spirit can still be found in many Nigerians today. And as long as we demonstrate that kind of altruistic spirit, Nigeria will be a great nation. And that is why I have asked the church to support President Buhari in prayers so that he can take Nigeria to the next level and take this war against corruption to its logical conclusion.
Grace to you all.
We're very thankful to God that
We apologize for that little difficulty. Now, still ahead on the news at 10, members of the victorious Dream Team 6 are back home and they promise to improve their performance at the 2016 Olympics. That'll be on sports. So join us again.